going on, guys? So it's the next day. I just put that video out with all the cab corners and floors and all that sort of stuff, so I haven't done any more work. But just got home from work, so it's 4 o'clock. So the plan is to do the other side roughly the same as the driver's side. Now the passenger side is not nearly as bad. A lot of the rocker's still there and the floor and all that, so there's a lot more structure in this one. This door's in a little bit better shape, not much, and the floor is actually less run. It just has kind of one hole there. But that being said, I'll still use a fair bit of the patch. I'm not sure how crazy I'm gonna go. And for the rocker, again, I think I might cheat this one. Taking the door off was a pain in the ass. The other side was hammered, but this one, I think there might be enough material I can just kind of clean this up. I'll butt it into the front, run it along this kind of fold, and then I can go up in and then finish my welding all up in there, which would save me a bunch of time and screwing around. Because taking the door on and off a bunch of times by yourself sucks. And this door, like, just opens and closes so nicely. I don't want to mess with it even if I don't have to. And then the back of this rocker, same thing. This door, or this side, is much better shape. You can see the way these work. There's some inner structure of the cab, and the cab corner and the rocker actually fold over it. The other side was junk, so I got to build something in there. But this one, I can probably be really careful and just kind of peel it away, mark exactly where it is, and put the new one on. So I'll be 1,000 times further ahead. I'll zip the cab corner off. Now I got the same issue at the back with the floor there. Again, I'm still missing a brace, so I don't know how far I'll be able to go, and I don't want to go too crazy. I still have to do this floor pan. So I might just put the cab corner on where I want it and kind of tack screw it in. But overall, get a fair bit of work done tonight, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. Well, this side's real nice. So like I said, I just got my little line there. I'm gonna go off a little bend. I can go up in here anywhere I want. Even this inside piece is nice, and it actually still joins to the floor. So upon further inspection, I think I'm just going to kind of zip it up. Go across here, I'll just butt it in with part of the factory one. I might even just cut it the whole way down here. Be a little bit more welding, but I'll keep this factory seam right there, which is nice, and it fits way nicer than this kind of stamped junk on this Chinese panel. And like I said, in here, this is all still good metal. So I got to worry about that. All I'm going to have to do is just this one little front section. And actually, this brace is really not that bad. It needs a few little patches maybe in it, the size of a dime. So I might just try and cut the floor out around the brace and see what it kind of looks like. So I don't know. I mean, I don't want to feel like I'm cheaping out here, but it's still good metal. Why chop it out and make a big project for yourself? So I'm going to start kind of trimming this all out. I'll probably get a lot of this junk out, and I'll start fitting the other panel to it. So here we go. Now, I mean, before you give me a little attitude, it's a little rinky-dink up there. I'll have to, zip it and then weld it in. It's like double wall thick there because the floor wraps under it. So I really want to keep that part of the steel. That's giving it so much strength and why this door opening is so nice. So I want to maintain that. Up here, I mean, it's whatever, it is what it is. Back here, this is just, you know, I can move it just by my finger. So once I get it zipped out, let's put a, you know, hammer handle on and weld it in. It'll be fine. It's pretty close to where the cab corner is going to be. I'll just shut the door here. Now, the gap at the front's nice. Back's fine. The gap across is good. You can see the door. It's not going to show up. It's rotted out, so it sticks out a little bit, so you can push it back, and it's minty. So I'm gonna just kind of, you know, buzz that in real quick, a few tack welds. Maybe I'll just leave it with some self tappers for right now. It's not going anywhere, and you know, it's got all the strength back in it. I'm happy with it. Life's good. The door fits. I gotta find another door, but once I get another door, just unbolt it, bolt a new one in. The other one was so tweaked. I was glad I had the other door on first. So that's that. Next, I'm going to zip up here and start cutting some of the floor out. Unfortunately, the GoPro's almost dead, so I might just kind of maybe work on this a little bit more, get it kind of tacked in so we can tackle the floor next when the battery's charged. Well, the rails have come off this thing, so I ended up getting this you know, rocker on. I mean, it looks alright. It was a lot of work compared to the other side, and I don't think I really saved that much at the front other than taking the door off, which I probably should have done. And it's actually pretty rotted at the front when I started welding, unfortunately. I got the floor pan out, just kind of fitting it, so I put a little section out. So this cab support's still there. I'm fighting it out. It's just right on the cusp of being junk, so I don't know, I probably should just replace it, but we'll see. I'll start grinding on it and just see. And then same thing with this floor pan. I mean, do I want to have a goofy pan, or should I just try and use as much of this as possible and make it all nice and new? I kind of feel like that's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to have to weld the whole way across anyways, so I'd only be saving a little bit of welding up. So to cut it out, make it new is probably the way to go, and then it'll be good for the next guy for many years to come. Otherwise, the back here turned out pretty decent, so overall I'm pretty happy with it. I might just cut the cab corner out so I can get access to in there and start cutting. But again, until I get that back panel, there's not a whole lot I can do. I don't want to go crazy on it because I'll have to cut it out again. So I'm gonna kind of keep going on this, do a little bit of cutting and grinding, and yeah, make some progress. All right, well, I stopped, took a little supper break, thought about it. So I'd kind of cut the floor out. I think I'm going to change this brace. I mean, it's kind of half buggered. The other one's already been ordered, so I'll make that happen. I already have the torch out, so I think I might just torch it out right around, and I'll just grind it all clean after. Managed to get this kind of junk off. Brace actually, the center brace is actually in really good shape. Once I do that, the top part of the floor is not too bad. I'll grind that real quick to see what it's like, but I might be able to kind of zip it across there. I don't know if I'll go quite as high as I'm going to go on that side. Get that in, get the brace test fit, then I gotta slide under it and start fitting in that ugly sill. Well, I got the one patch kind of, or section whatever, kind of fit in there. It's just real rough. Yeah, I'm not really feeling it tonight. Yeah, it's just not going my way. So I thought, oh, I got a set of rally wheels. So I cleaned these suckers up. So I was cleaning this one up, you know, taking a little break from doing floors. And as I do that, that one wheel fell off. And it actually smashed my extension cord right in half to the point where it doesn't even work. So I think it's one of those times where call it for the night. Tomorrow I think we'd actually go pick up that LS motor. Change of pace. This bodywork's kind of being a little much. I'm going pretty hard at it. Stinks in here. I'm kind of over grinding metal for a little bit, so maybe go clean up a little bit tomorrow, go pick up a motor, do something a little more fun, come back out with a fresh mind and get some more progress. So that's it for tonight. I'll be back at it tomorrow. All right, it's next day, new day. Not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling working on sheet metal today. Yesterday was a shit show, and we're gonna do something different today. I picked up some new extension cords, and I'm gonna clean up these rims and paint them. And then while those are drying, I'm gonna go on a little road trip to my buddy Brent over at Half-Ass there. You guys all seem to love, because he's got an LS motor. He's gonna give me a deal on. I'm gonna pick that up, and he's gonna show me how to wire it up, and I guess run it off the factory computer as cheap as possible, so you guys get to learn that as well. So, pretty easy day. It's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna be busy. It'll probably take a lot of time because he's out of town, but not much footage. But we'll see what goes. So that's the plan. So there are the wheels, kind of wire wheeled up. I put a quick coat of primer on them. They're pretty rough. As you saw, the breaker blew in the garage. That's what happens when the air compressor and the heater runs on high at the same time. Story of my life. So they're pretty rough. I don't know if it's going to show up on camera, but hey, they're down to you know, somewhat bare metal and rust. Quick coat of primer, and then I got this Dupla-color grayish. So it's not the whatever argent silver it's supposed to be, but hey, for whatever I got in these wheels, I think they were 40 bucks or something like that, and then a $10 can of paint. They'll look better than these Steelies. I do like the hubcaps. It only came with 2 of them, so I think I'll keep them, do something with them. But for now, it's getting that, and I actually, right there, whoop, I found a set of center caps that I had on my old square body, so they look pretty good. All I need is a set of trim rings. Actually, I might have some over here. I think they might be 14s. On the miscellaneous wall. So I'll see what I got. I might be able to make a decent set of these yet. Well, I don't know. They're a little more metallic-y than I kind of wanted. So we'll see. I have a little bit of satin clear I might put on there a little later, but I look over the center cap. Once I get the rubber on there, it'll kind of draw your eye away from it. I don't know. See what shows up on camera. Let me know what you think. But I'm gonna let these set up. And I'm gonna go look at that motor with the old Half-Ass there. So yeah, a little road trip, a little bit of information. I get to try and jumble the motor through here, and I haven't shoveled yet. So that'll be good. Alright, made it to Half-Ass. He's got this lovely motor pulled out for me, so it's 5.3. Yeah. Super simple. Cable with the return and all that, so I should be able to know exactly what I'm doing now. So he's gonna give me a quick once over on how to make this work. From his LT1 Tech website.
Yeah, it's there for everybody. But yeah, we'll do the run through here. What every wire does. What's needed and not.
It's pretty good. I can watch my own video for how to do this down the road.
And the thing, crappy part was it did have an immobilizer, so it could...
Oh, yeah. So I just gotta take all that off.
Yeah. No, it's just this, because it kills the ignition. Or the computer, I think is what it did.
So here's what we're doing. He's got this printed out already, and it's basically got the connector right there. So we're already going through. So it's very simple to read. A, B, C, D, E, F, which is how you're going to go up, and then 1 to 12 side to side. So we've already gone through the first 2 he was showing me. You can kind of read it. So A3, for instance, right there is going to be this blue wire. You look back, it's air conditioning, so it's junk. So we've already kind of pulled it out. Ultimately, it seems like a lot of the red or pink wires are going to be what's going to control a lot of stuff like coils and everything. Yeah. We're going to go through this real quick and just kind of chop out, I guess, what we don't need or I'm not going to need, and decide left and right and see what we're going to do from there for coils and injectors. So real simple what we've done here, but just going through. But ultimately, as we go through each and every one, just writing on it with a piece of tape as to what it is. So whether it's injectors or whatever. So this is injector 2 and 4, 5 and 7. So you can kind of go there. Starter wire, it's purple, so I still understand it. And we're just slowly but surely going through it, so we'll be on the last row right now. And once we get home, maybe I'll go through a little more in depth, but overall, it's pretty simple, I gotta say. So at this point, we've gone through everything. Everything's all labeled. Then there's this one extra connector here, which is just going to be OBD, the check engine light, and the tack wire, which was white, which I haven't labeled yet.
Yeah, it's the only white wire.
Oh, I won't forget for sure. And all the transmission stuck on the end. Oh, I did wire it, I just didn't stick it. So pretty simple, I gotta say. He's making me feel guilty about spending all that money on that Terminator kit. Hopefully this one starts easy too.
Always.
Always. Well, we got her loaded up. A couple of tense moments, but it actually just unloaded itself. It wants to go home, is the way I see it. So again, Half-Ass Customs, make sure you check him out on YouTube. He's a good dude. I owe him a lot. He'll be getting some phone calls when this thing doesn't work, right? Warranted.
You bet.
All right. See you guys at the shop. All right, back home. Got the engine train out. I got a little heavier duty chain. Because that chain bust when we were loading that motor up. That was crazy. So luckily it was in the truck enough that it landed on the tire I had there, because it could have been bad news. Fortunately, I haven't shoveled out here, so I'm gonna have to deal with that. I'm gonna throw propane tank. The motor's back there, so I'm gonna back the truck up, see what I can accomplish. Hopefully drag it in. I do have to fix a couple of broken exhaust bolts and screw out the flywheel a little bit so it'll fit on the transmission. Yeah, it should be good. So I'll get this thing all kind of loaded up and drag it in the garage. All right, I won the battle. Motor's inside. So another thanks there to old Half-Ass. Schooled me yet again. Gave me a once over on all the wiring and stuff like that. Gave me a smoking deal on this thing and ended up unlocking it with HP tuners. So the VATs are out, the O2s are out. I don't know what else he did. Probably something else. Turned on the fan, electric fan, so I can make that work. So this thing needs a little bit of love before it goes in the truck. I gotta do the exhaust manifold bolts, which are on that 6 liter. There, a couple are broke, so I gotta fix that. Take off the AC, take off power steering, go through some of the junk, get all it kind of off. But otherwise, I mean, it's 100% complete, full dress, everything. I also got the radiator, this piece of the cowl and stuff, or the rad sport, the air filter and the yak tank along with all the radiator hoses. So I should be able to kind of transplant this more modern motor right in, which would be pretty slick, and there's lots of room. I also have to do the same thing I did on that 6 liter. It needs that little bushing spacer thing in the crank. I got to oblong the holes for it to fit against the converter of a Turbo 350. So that's that. But overall, it's been kind of a weird video. I know I started off on sheet metal, got tired of that, moved over to rims, got tired of that, and then picked up a junk motor. And kind of briefly showed how this goes. So I think I'm going to call it on this video right here. And then tomorrow I'll be back out here. I figure I can do a whole video on putting, like, I got an old junk Turbo 350 to the motor, getting that all squared away. Maybe I'll print something off and kind of show you exactly how this all worked, the wiring. Because I got to say, once he showed me how it works, it's unbelievably simple. And if I understand it, you guys can too. I'm not a big wiring guy. So figure that all out and get the motor trans together, and who knows, start working on some brackets, maybe put it in the truck, because I don't really have the room to have it out in the middle of the garage. But yeah, so that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, leave a comment. I like answering them, I like reading them. I like you guys tell me how wrong I am for moving the shackles ahead. I think that'll be a good one. But see you guys in the next one.